Have you ever seen someone call the cops and it backfired on them? My 16-year-old got his first job at a local pizza place. The manager, Johnny, seemed cool at first. Flexible schedule, said he'd work around school. 3 weeks in, everything changed. "Dad, Johnny's making me work until 2 a.m. on school nights," Adam told me. When I said I couldn't, he laughed and said, "Welcome to the real world, kid." I checked the labor laws. In our state, minors can't work past 10 p.m. during school. I called Johnny directly. "Listen, Mr. Davis, your son begged for this job. If he can't handle it, plenty of other kids want his spot." Next week got worse. Johnny scheduled Adam for 35 hours while he had midterms. When Adam protested, Johnny cut his hours to 4 per week as punishment. The breaking point came when Adam showed me his pay stub. Johnny had been paying him $5 an hour instead of minimum wage. He said it's a training rate until I prove myself worthy. I drove to the restaurant that night. Johnny was behind the counter, cocky as ever. "Your son's a good kid, but he needs to learn commitment," he smirked. "Maybe you should have taught him work ethic instead of babying him." "Johnny, you're violating about 6 labor laws right now." He laughed. "Good luck proving it. Your son signed an employment agreement. Everything's legal." That's when I made my first mistake. I didn't mention I'm a Department of Labor investigator. "Actually, let me see that agreement," I said calmly. Johnny practically threw the paper at me. Standard employment contract, except for one problem. He'd whited out the wage section and written in 5-hour training wage. Forgery, federal crime. "Johnny, this document's been altered. That's illegal." His face changed. "You threatening me? Get out of my restaurant before I call the cops." "Go ahead." 20 minutes later, Officer Park arrived. Johnny rushed over, all confidence. "Officer, this man is harassing me and threatening my business. I want him trespassed." Officer Park looked at me, then at Johnny. "Sir, what exactly did he threaten?" "He said what I'm doing is illegal and demanded to see private documents." Park nodded slowly. "What kind of documents?" Johnny handed over Adam's employment contract, proud as could be. "See? Everything's legitimate. This guy's just mad his son has to work for his money." Officer Park studied the paper. Even he could see the whiteout and handwritten changes. "Sir, did you alter this document after it was signed?" "I just clarified the wage structure." "Ma'am," Park turned to me, "what's your son's age?" 16. "And what time does he typically work until?" Before I could answer, Johnny interrupted. "Sometimes 2 a.m. on weekends. Kids gotta learn responsibility." Officer Park's expression shifted. "Sir, that's a violation of state labor law, and this contract appears to be forged." Johnny's confidence evaporated. "Wait, what? No, this is all a misunderstanding." That's when I decided to introduce myself properly. "Officer Park, I'm Senior Investigator Davis with the Department of Labor. I've been documenting violations at this establishment for the past week." Johnny's face went white. "You're what?" 6 other employees came forward once the investigation opened. Johnny had been stealing tips, forging time cards, and threatening anyone who complained. He got 18 months for wage theft and document fraud. The restaurant was fined $50,000 and forced to pay back wages to every employee. The best part? During Johnny's sentencing, the judge asked if he had anything to say. Johnny actually blamed me for entrapping him by not revealing I was a labor investigator sooner. The judge wasn't impressed. "Sir, you committed these crimes because you thought you could get away with it, not because you didn't know better." Johnny's lawyer tried arguing that calling the police proved his innocence. The prosecutor just smiled and said, "Your Honor, the defendant literally handed forged documents to law enforcement while confessing to labor violations. This might be the clearest case of self-incrimination I've ever seen." Adam found a new job at a place that actually follows the law. Johnny calls the cops on customers who complain about slow service now. Old habits die hard.